Branner, I think the news that you're leaving this week took everyone by surprise, and I'm guessing you've had an awful lot of messages of support since the news came out.
Yeah, loads, and it's been overwhelming for myself to obviously get the gratitude that people have been sending me. So it's been emotional, for especially seeing all the messages and trying to read through them. But there's been so many thank yous and good luck messages, and it means a lot, you know, because sometimes you forget how much you appreciated it, but what I've been receiving, I don't think I have been. But no, it's really been overwhelming.
I think I remember probably doing the first interview with you when you joined the club 7 years ago. Just so much has happened since then, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think we were just saying that. I remember my first interview over at the old training ground, but yeah, a lot has happened. You forget about most of it. But because it's been so long, you know. But we've had some fantastic memories, and I've met some fantastic people through my time here, and I think that's the main thing that was hurting me the most, really, leaving them people.
Can I just go back? I can't remember how Paul Buckle knew about you. How did you arrive at Rovers?
It's a strange story. I think I was telling it to someone the other day, you know. Basically, my friend who was on holiday from QPR was actually coming to Bristol Rovers, and we both got released at QPR, and we'd both been released, and he was coming to Bristol Rovers, and I had nothing at the time, and we were on holiday, and he went, "Why don't you ring Paul Buckle, see if you can come with us? That'd be brilliant if we can go together." So I thought, oh yeah, do you know what, I'm going to ring him. I ain't going to get no agent to ring him, I'm going to ring him. So I've rang him from Mexico and said, "Look, hi, it's Lee Brown, just been released from QPR, what's your situation with fullbacks?" And he turned around to me and said, "You've called at the 11th hour, give me 5 minutes and I'll get back to you." So I thought, well, that was a bit strange. What's happening here? He must have rang some people at QPR who he knew, and they basically said, "Yeah, he's a good lad, but whatever." He's rang me back 10 minutes and gone, do you know what, Lee? I really appreciate this phone call, and you didn't get your agent to ring me, tell me a little bit more about yourself." So I've sold him the dream. He thinks he's signing Roberto Carlos. Keith. I've obviously said a few things, and in the end, he gave me absolute peanuts to come in. But for me at the time, I didn't really have a lot. I knew Bristol Rovers was a fantastic club, and that the potential was there for me to earn a bigger contract in a couple of years' time. So I took it. I come in on next to nothing, and after 10 games, he was offering me a new contract, which he promised I would if I'd done well. So that's how it was. It was as random as that. And to me, I know he's probably not the favourite person around this town, but for me, he gave me that opportunity, and I think I'll be forever thankful for it. Well, I've got to be forever thankful for him, because I could have been out of the game doing something else if it wasn't for Paul Buckle, to be honest.
And that first game at Wimbledon, that seems a long time ago as well. There were 10 of you making your debut that day. Had you had time to get to know each other? Yeah, well, I think he brought in 19 that season, and I remember us all turning up at the Beaches Hotel on the day before pre-season, you know. So, and it was an awkward breakfast because everyone was new and no one really knew each other. But yeah, I think pre-season you get to know people quite well, because it's so intense. You know, you're in twice a day, you're going away, so you get to know people quite a lot through that pre-season, because it is so intense. But yeah, I think we won the league that game. I think we won 3-2, and it was like celebrations like we won the league, but it just wasn't to be. It was all downhill after that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, we celebrated like we won the league.
But I mean, it wasn't a very good time to be at the club. Those first few years it was a struggle, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was tough times. You know, I think you just got relegated from League One the year before, and the expectation with Paul Buckle coming in, because obviously he was new as well, all the players and the signings coming in, the expectation was to get promoted. There was no doubt about it. But that seriously wasn't the case. It was a grind. It was another tough season, and it didn't work out that way. And then the
the managerial roundabout started.
Yeah, so many managers over the period, and then relegation out of the league. I mean, that was a terrible day for the club, really, at the time.
Yeah, I think anyone who was here will know that that was one of the hardest days that you will face in football. It's certainly my hardest to date. I don't ever want to experience that ever again. And do you know what? Looking back at it now, it was probably a blessing. As strange as it sounds, it was probably a blessing for this football club to get relegated, because say we did scrape and stay in the league, what would have happened the following year? Would we have just had an average season? I think we had to get relegated to hit that rock bottom to come back stronger like we have done.
You had chances to go elsewhere following relegation. Well, what made you stay?
Do you know what? I think it was a collection of things. The manager had a massive part of it. I know he says it wasn't, but for me it was. I knew him from previous. I knew what he was capable of. And do you know what? That football club in the conference always had the potential to come straight back up. As easy as I'm saying how easy it is now talking about it, but I always had that vision that we could get promoted and we could get back-to-back promotions because of the size of the club and the fan base of the club, and it just happened to work out that way.
Well, Wembley appearance at the end of that conference season, wasn't it, which got us back into the league, and then the moment at the end of the next season, I doubt anyone who was there will ever forget, and you certainly won't.
No, that was a special day. It's in my top 3 special times, at this football club. And do you know what? It was a fantastic day, because I know there was so much riding on that game, in terms of, if you don't get out of it that first season, you obviously lose the balloon payment. You lose so much from that first year, which you sort of get from falling out of the league. So if you don't get out of that first year, the next 5 years are probably tough 5 years. So we knew how much was riding on the game, and thankfully it went in our favour, but it was close.
Moving on into League One and then into League Two, and that goal, that's got to be up there. Yeah,
that's definitely in the top 3. But yeah, it's a special day. I think we talk a lot about it, but for me, I was just the lucky one in that position. It could have been anyone, but thankfully it was me. It was a tap-in, really.
It fell on your right foot, though.
I know, yeah. But yeah, it's just one of them things. I was the lucky one to be in that position, And I'll tell you what, when it come to me, I genuinely didn't know what to do, but just make a good connection, and as soon as it hit that net, that shirt comes straight off. I didn't know what to do with myself. But what celebrations followed, and what fantastic times for this football club.
Well, that's 2 of your top 3. What's the third one?
It's a strange one, really, and it's probably won't mean nothing to no one, but I just remember being at Wembley. I remember being at Wembley with Tom Foley, and I think his father died previously. His father died, I don't know if it was a couple of days before the final, and I just remember standing there cuddling him in the middle of the pitch, and we both welled up, just like, because we had done it, and we were just thinking about his old man. And that, for me personally, that's one of my special moments, but to anyone else it's probably it's not, but for me it's a special moment. Like, he comes every game, he don't get paid by the club. He's a funny old character, we all know that, but he don't get paid by the club. He's picking up the lads' dirty pants every game. He's been there for 7 years doing that for nothing, and that day it was special for him, and it felt special for me because it was special for him. So it was a nice moment that I definitely won't forget.
And you've now had a couple of years in League One and consolidated a mid-table place, and the opportunity is there for the club to move on, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're a settled League One club now. I think it's 2 mid-table finishes. Probably should have done a little bit better. Is the club ready to go to the Championship? I'm not too sure. Does it need a lot of things to happen behind the scenes? Yes, without a shadow of a doubt. But for the players wise and the managers wise, yeah,
it's definitely got the potential to go to the Championship. But for the football club, can it sustain itself in the Championship with the facilities and the infrastructure? I'm not too sure.
Okay, just coming up to date. You were leaving your last game on Saturday. You've been wearing a captain's armband throughout the interview. Are you going to sleep with that on?
Well, I'm just taking the role very seriously. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the lads have got to call me skipper now for the next couple of days. Skipper do. so yeah, it's taking the role seriously. So Locks knows who's the skipper the next couple of days. So.
But you're leaving for family reasons, personal reasons. It's going to be quite a change for you.
Yeah, I'm leaving with because of a number of things. It's not all family reasons. It's the whole package why I'm leaving. It's a few little things from all different things. You know, it's not solely because I have to leave because of family. It is a factor. Yes, I've got family in London. I've also got business in London. I've also got family that. I've also got a little girl who's starting school in September, so it's and it's also a factor that it's time to leave because I need a new challenge. So it's all these factors what have come in to make this decision. It's not just one big thing that family that I need to go. The missus is kicking out a fuss because that's not the case. It's a factor of a lot of things, and once I've put all them together, it is quite a big thing. And sometimes you just need a fresh start. You need 7 years is a long time, and when I look at it, I think I'd love to leave on a high. I don't want to fizzle out and give you under par performances, which I don't think I will. But sometimes when you get that new challenge, it kicks you on again. And from a footballing point of view and a career point of view, I might need that in my career. 7 years, it'd be easy for me to stay. I'll be honest with you. I've doubted my decision a number of times, quite a few times. But do you know what? I think it's good for me. It's good for the football club. Sometimes change is good, but we will see if it's good in the next couple of years. But
well, you made quite an emotional speech at the awards dinner last night. Was that difficult?
It was difficult. Yeah, it was very difficult because first and foremost, I'm not good with interviews and that public speaking malarkey. You know, it's not my game. That. But yeah, do you know what? It was hard because I know what I want to say in my head, but me trying to get it out in front of 500 people is tough. I'd love someone just to deliver what I was thinking in my head across to everyone. But yeah, it is tough because you got to realise there's people here like yourself that I've known for a long time. You know, I see these people on a day-to-day basis where you build up that relationship with people, and it's special. It is special because I generally get on with everyone at this football club. The boys are fantastic. Am I going to find a better group of lads wherever I go? I'm not too sure, because I've built relationships which sometimes it goes away from work colleagues to really good personal friends, and that's what I've got here. So that's what I'm more scared about leaving. Is that, you know, I've got some really close friends here who mean a massive deal to me, and the people. So it's going to be tough, but sometimes you've got to be hard and get through that and see where it takes you.
How easy has it been to have these discussions with the manager? Because obviously he's sanctioned everything that's going on.
I said it to him in his face. You know, it was probably the hardest conversation I've ever had to have at Bristol Rovers, and it was a tough conversation. I was dreading it. I knew I was going to have the conversation at some point, but so the couple of days leading up to it was nervy, you know, because I didn't know really how to go about it. But obviously, being the man he is, he took it. He understands where I'm coming from. He knows once I've made my mind up, I've sort of made my mind up, if that makes sense. Even though I've definitely had doubts, but yeah, he took it well, and he's such a great man. He's such a good manager. He understood completely where I was coming from. Obviously, he said he was gutted, but I ain't too sure. But yeah, he obviously was shocked by what I was telling him. I think he even said he thought I was coming for a new deal, you know. But yeah, it was one of the tougher conversations. Put it that way.
It's going to be a tough day for you Saturday. You're going to be an emotional one, I think.
Yeah, I'm an emotional guy as it is, Keith, I'll be honest, but yeah, it's going to be a tough day. I'll have my 2 little girls there, the missus there, and some family and friends here as well, so it's going to be an emotional day. How I react, I can't promise anything at the minute because I could be all over the place.
Just finally, I mean, what would you want to say to supporters? Are you going to play football still? I haven't asked you that.
Yeah, I will definitely be playing football. I think people think I'm older than what I am. You know, I'm 27 years of age. 27. I'm fit, strong. I feel like I've got plenty of years left in the game. You know, so I'm 27. You know, I might go somewhere and do really well. I might go somewhere and not do quite so well. That's down to me. So yeah, you never know what the future holds. You know, so at 27, I've still got a long time in the game, and I definitely will play. I've still got that hunger to succeed, and I really want to kick on to the next level if I can. And so the only future will see. Well,
look at that camera and tell the supporters what you think of them.
You're killing me now, looking cameras and all that. No, thank you all so much for the support over the years. It means an awful lot, and I wish all you guys the very best for next season. And thank you very much again.
Brilliantly, thank you very much.
Top man, Keith.
All right.
Pleasure.